Hey everyone, my name is Ghali. I'm a principal consultant and trainer at the 280 Group, and I want to follow up on a question that I was asked in a recent webinar. And the question has to deal with, how do you prioritize your tech debt? All right, so this is a good question because, when I first thought of this, the immediate thought that came to my mind was, this should be a conversation that a product manager, product owner, and engineering manager have together. Ultimately, at least from my experience, that question is a team discussion. In a lot of my trainings, and even when I work with different organizations, I try to stress the importance that product management is a team sport. And in many cases where I've been really successful in managing tech debt, I've tried to delegate that tech debt prioritization to my engineering manager. Now, if you haven't had that discussion, the way to think about tech debt is it really falls into multiple categories, right? It could be, managing your risk. It could be compliance. It could be a revenue or a security risk component. I'll give you a perfect example. Many years ago, when I was working in fintech, we would do pen testing. Pen testing was a way to, you would hire a third party to come out and try to poke holes and find any vulnerabilities in your platform. And so the agreement was, if that pen test vendor came back and had any high priority items, those immediately moved up to the top of the backlog. But that was an agreement I had between myself, my product owner, and my engineering manager. Tech debt prioritization is going to really depend on your product and even your culture and organization. But I think what you can do as a product leader is have that discussion with your engineering manager. Try to understand the impact. Try to build into your team working agreement what are those different categories and where, what falls in the immediate bucket versus the I can get to it later bucket. Again, remember, as a product leader, you're doing negotiation. You're still continuing to deliver value to your end user, whether they be internal or external. But what you're trying to do is continuously pay down that tech debt.